Greetings. One of the more controversial topics in rental housing has to do with emotional support animals. Now, we're all familiar with service animals. These are the animals that help the blind or can sense the onset of an epileptic attack, which, quite frankly, I find it totally amazing. But in any case, what about emotional support animals? Those cute little cuddly critters that help calm or otherwise provide some kind of emotional support to a patient or an individual. How do you deal with people who come to you wanting to rent your property? The courts have done a pretty good job of sidestepping this issue. But in recent years, more and more information has come out to give us a little bit better guidance on how to deal with that. And generally speaking, emotional support animals are considered in the same class as service animals. That means you can't discriminate against them on a federal level. Now, there's some requirements, though. Somebody that's claiming an emotional support animal needs to be able to produce documentation which shows that they are in need of this animal. And there's a couple of requirements, or one big requirement on that letter. It should come from a legal, licensed professional caregiver, preferably in the state that you're operating in. And in that letter, it should state that this individual needs an emotional support animal. Now, the letter does not have to, and probably won't, say what the condition is for which the prospect needs this animal, nor should you ask. That's contrary to law. So you can't ask, well, what's your problem? All you can find out is if indeed they do need this an emotional support animal, and that should be in the form of a letter from a licensed professional caregiver. This would include a chiropractor, a doctor, physical therapist, somebody in that order. One thing that won't work is a registration certificate from an online emotional support registration association that looks really official. These things are prevalent on the website, all over the internet rather, and they don't qualify. It needs to come from a licensed professional. If your prospect has this letter, then you are free and should go about screening the tenant just as you might any other prospect in that, any other application. You cannot discriminate just because they've got FIDO, because FIDO has a letter that says that Jane here needs FIDO. And so you've got to comply with that. It's important that you don't cross that line. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to come to us at Full Service Property Management. I should have prefaced all this by saying we are not attorneys. We don't profess to be attorneys or interpret the law. And you are strongly encouraged to seek the advice of a legal professional before you do anything related to the information that you have found in this video. It's for information purposes only. We take no responsibility for it if you understand how legal liabilities work in the great United States of America. Thanks for watching this video and hope you enjoyed it. And we've got more coming. Take care.